Good afternoon, and my name is Dilani, and let me share my story in the STEM field with you today. So, my journey in STEM started in Sri Lanka way back in 2007 when I sat for the university entrance examination under the physical science stream, or commonly known as the mathematics stream. So in 2008, when I had to decide on a university program, transport and logistics management program was new in Sri Lanka. It had been introduced in 2006, and we weren't very sure where we would end up after doing this degree program, especially the terms like logistics and supply chain. They were very new to us. But transportation has always been a part of our daily lives. So, as a very frequent public transport user, I have first-hand experience of the issues, the discomforts, and the inconvenience we face when we are using public transportation, especially as a woman, the harassment and also the travel conditions, because we don't have air conditioning in our public transport system, so it's so overcrowded and it's so hot and sweaty. So because of these things, I felt that I was motivated to look into this degree program. And also, on the other hand, on the positive side, there are some very beautiful transportation segments in some parts of our country. So I feel that all of these things motivated me to embark on this journey to study transport and logistics management. So when I started university, just like most of the others, I wanted to join the industry someday. But towards the end of the program, I felt that my parents were encouraging me to join the academic sector rather than joining the industry. So because of that, I also felt that I might face some sort of barriers and all based on my experience, which may not really, which didn't really make me comfortable to move into the industry. So with these things, I decided to join the academic sector right after my graduation in 2013, and right until I resigned to come to Australia in 2019, my entire STEM related career has been as an academic. So that is the first phase of my STEM career. And when I came to Australia in 2019, I was looking into different opportunities, and then in 2020 I got the opportunity to embark on a PhD in agri-food supply chains. So before that, I'd just like to tell you what motivated me to move into this, into studying agri-food supply chains. So when I was at university in Sri Lanka, my view broadened to include freight transportation as well, and I realized the vital role that freight transportation plays in moving a country forward and how it connects different parties within different industries such as the food industry. So when I came to Australia, when I came to Sydney first, and when I saw Sydney trains, I was like, I only one word to describe that. I thought that they're awesome. So we live quite close to a train station, and then coming from a country where we don't have much rail freight transportation. When I saw the freight trains, I was more motivated to study this industry. And also, I realized that when I think about freight transportation, so there are different industries in Australia, and transportation plays a major role in these industries. And food industry is one industry which actually caught my interest, my passion. So because when I see this sort of a situation and the harvest, the produce, is going waste, and somebody somewhere is actually going hungry, I thought that the food industry combined with my passion for transportation and also logistics supply chains would help me to do something about these issues. So that is why when I saw the opportunity advertised in the University of Tasmania website for a PhD opportunity in agri-food supply chains, I thought, so why not? Because I can focus on freight transportation as well as the food supply chain itself. So in my research, I'm actually looking into ways where we can improve the resilience of agri-food supply chains in terms of their preparedness, their responsiveness, their recoverability, and their growth, so that we can have a better food supply chain connected by freight transportation, right from the grower right up to the consumers. That's us. So I am not limited to just issues in freight transportation here, but my scope is broadened to other different types of disasters that agri-food supply chains face, such as droughts, bushfires, and flood situations. So when I look back on my career in STEM, I feel that there were some barriers which actually discouraged me from moving into the industry. And when I reflect on those things, I would like to share with you some of my thoughts on them. So I feel that the social and cultural context was not very supportive towards moving towards women to take up careers in the transport and storage sector, and also the safety aspects combined with this. So for instance, I felt that if I have to travel to many different locations such as container yards and shipping terminals, and also I have to travel at different times like at night times, and I have to use public transportation, so this sort of situation may not be very safe. So especially if you take public transportation, like in broad daylight, also there is harassment happening. So at night, it's not going to be safe. And also we don't have safety features like GPS or uh, CCTV camera systems in our buses or trains. So because of this, I thought that it would not be very safe for me to travel for my work-related activities if I join the transport and logistics sector. And also, when I think about the social and cultural aspects, I was thinking that once I marry, when I have children, and what will my partner say if I have to go for this sort of employment? Will he be supportive? And what about the in-laws, my relatives, and what will society think of me? So this sort of thoughts, I feel that had a negative type of influence on me, and these actually motivated me into moving or joining the academic sector. So when I think about the safety aspects, one thing that comes into my mind is that right up to my university entrance examination classes, my parents would never allow me to travel alone in the buses. They would always come with me, and it was only when I was going to university that I was allowed to go alone. And also when I was at university, if it gets dark, they will come to pick me up from the bus halls. They didn't feel that it's safe for me to even walk alone just about like 800 meters home. So in this sort of a context, I feel that a lot of women in Sri Lanka are discouraged from joining the transport and logistics sector. And sometimes even if they join the sector, if they start on an industry-based career, most of the times once they marry and have children, some of them entirely drop out of the workforce, or some of them try to move more towards the academic or sort of banking sector, something that is related to these sides. So some barriers I have been fortunate enough not to face them, because my parents have been able to give me have been able to afford a good education for me in the STEM field. But there are situations which I have heard through my friends and my family, where the girls are not able to pursue subjects which are related to STEM, because most of the students who undertake subjects in STEM, they go for additional tuition classes as well. So because of the parents being unable to afford this sort of additional tuition fees, the girls and the parents, they are motivated towards them undertaking subjects which are manageable without this sort of additional tuition classes. And also, on top of this sort of situation, especially in schools which are mostly away from the main cities towards the regional areas, the schools also lack educational resources. So they don't have the proper textbooks or the past paper books or the model paper books for the students to study. And because of this, the situation, if they do come from a family which has a difficult financial situation, this combined with the lack of resources in the schools will definitely demotivate the girls from pursuing subjects which are related to STEM, and later on careers which are related to STEM as well. So because of that, through the funding opportunity that I got, I decided that I will try to do something. I will try to contribute towards these two issues combined together. So because of that, I thought the best thing that I can do is to give them books which they need towards the STEM education of these girls, so especially related to the STEM related subjects. So I got in touch with the principals and the teachers of several schools. This was facilitated by the Wings Lanka Foundation in Sri Lanka. So through them, I contacted the principals and teachers and got the requested the books that they need for these students. So they have actually requested certain textbooks as well as past paper and model paper books as well. So I feel that the girls will feel more motivated, and they will feel that they are supported to undertake subjects which are related to STEM. And I hope that through this they feel that they have the knowledge and they have the skills, they have the ability to pursue careers in STEM. I hope that they have the confidence to move towards careers in STEM. And another reason why I selected the books is because it is a resource which can be used by several students within the same year, and also they can be passed on to several other batches of students in the years to come as well. So while thanking for this opportunity and for your contribution towards this sort of project, I would like to leave you with a story. I think it's a very famous story. So we don't have to change the whole world, or we may not be able to change the whole world, but if we can make a difference in one person's life, in one living being's life, that is also a great thing. So I try to apply it in my personal life as much as possible. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and thank you. All of us together, I believe we make a change in at least a few girls in this world. Thank you.